students, welcome to this series on entrepreneurship. Today we are going to study technopreneurship and intrapreneurship. Now let's study the objective of this chapter. The basic objective is to study the concept and definition of technopreneurship and intrapreneurship. The impact of this type of entrepreneurship on markets and society also has to be studied. Now, let us first study the concept and definition of technopreneurship. Technopreneurship is to manage technology in order to achieve superior value and satisfaction for the customer. It is also known as cyberpreneurship or netpreneurship or technology entrepreneurship. Now, technology in modern days is playing an important part in connecting people where they need technology to improve their lifestyles and their practices. So, this is involving investment of money and also giving technical and knowledgeable people to establish their ventures to earn wealth and status in the society. This entrepreneurship involves lot of study and investment of time and study in details to get the knowledge of technology so as to give better practices to the people. Now, let us study the impact of technology and innovation. According to Scampeter, the most important function is to reform and reinvent the pattern of value generation by exploiting inventions. Ideas and technology can create unusual patterns of connecting with society. Now, because we are living in an era where internet and technology has connected people, where even the customers from great distances can be your local customers, where we have made websites and applications to connect people for transportation services, for food services. We have apps like Ola, we have apps like Oyo who have given lot of wealth and have created fortunes for people. That is, there is lot of employment, there is lot of empowerment in the lower segment of the society, where people through their applications are connecting their services to get their work done at a greater pace. So, it is the ideas and the innovations of people which is making society a better place. Modern economic growth and technology is characterized by the context of globalization, knowledge, increasing role of innovation, there is technological growth for wealth creation, and there is emergence of entrepreneurial ecosystems. Now, this kind of technique which is involving investment of money has given a kind of a revolution in the society. The ecosystems have connected in a way where we are trying to build sustainable business practices so as to save on the resources in terms of petrol, in terms of energy, so that people get services at the point and they do not invest money on revert distances. If you have taxi services, you can pool up your services, like where there are rush hours, people in Delhi and Bombay can at least 3-4 customers can hire a same car and go to the same distances, because through applications you know where the seat is vacant. How do you connect to the applications of the hotels, where if there is occupancy it is recorded. So, this kind of innovation and this kind of knowledge given to the people has given them empowerment to save their own resources to build sustainable practices in the society. Now, let us study the characteristics of technopreneurship. Technological entrepreneurship as a style of business leadership involves identification of talented human resource, high potential capitalization, technology intensive commercial opportunities, managing accelerated growth and significant risk taking. Now, though technology is reaching to people with greater pace and scale, but involves a lot of investment of money, because the connections and the basic infrastructure of creating optic fibers or connections or modem or computers themselves are costly. So, it involves a lot of mobilization of resources from sponsors, investors, and also knowledgeable people who can use these resources to give the services in a streamlined and accelerated way. So, technology has become a new area where people have started looking up, even if they are not knowledgeable. They are ready to invest money, where talented people can grab up these ventures to design a niche for their own success. Process of technological entrepreneurship. Technological entrepreneurship is a process of assembling resources, technical systems and strategies by an entrepreneurial venture to pursue the opportunities. Now, in this kind of entrepreneurship, obviously money required is high, but we require talented people also. So, they will assemble the technical systems, they will design the softwares, they will design the strategies, and would design the markets and would connect or understand the problems of the entrepreneurs in a detailed way, and would give them applications that can streamline their successes. Like if you are a software engineer, you can have your own consultancy, you can connect to school to give them the bus services, to give them the school attendance, but for this the softwares have to be designed. So, even if you have one or two clients, it can give you lot of money, and it will give you lot of options and opportunities to work with these kinds of big clients who themselves are great entrepreneurs in giving other services. Elements of technology entrepreneur ecosystem. It is who can get involved in these businesses are like communities and universities, corporations and markets, capital and investments, bankers, business sectors and government, professionals and advisors, incubators, accelerators and hubs. So, technology is impacting all the parts of the human society, whether as universities, whether as markets, whether as professionals, or anybody who is working in a professional way cannot be untouched by the impact of technology. So, technology as an input and as a process and as a product has become important to make life comfortable. Motivational factors for technological entrepreneurs. The basic motivational factors is the kind of independence you get, the opportunities exploitation level is high, the value generation is high, the networks in technology can enhance the life cycle process of the business. Now, why people are working as techno entrepreneurs is because here the kind of independence of working from anywhere, anytime, any place, and it is a flexi kind of a system, that is you are empowered with your connected gadgets. You just have to give the information through your WhatsApp groups, or you through your broadcast list, or you can connect to large scale of people, even to the overseas market. So, the kind of independence and the freedom of working and choosing with your own passions is important, and the opportunities are immense. The kind of value generation and the success and the kind of satisfaction is higher in this kind of business option. Now, let us study the role of universities in designing technopreneurship. Universities, they are the suppliers of qualified workforce. They act as a node in network between corporations, incubators and research centers. They create interdependence between economy, technology and society. They identify most appropriate strategies for competitiveness in business sectors. Now, universities have become important places where technical people are generally trained, and they are qualified to work in the sectors which are highly demanding people who have knowledge and who have the kind of the skills to understand the systems. So, we have centrally owned government institutions like IITs, we have IIMs, we have NITs, that is the national institutes, who are investing a lot of money to churn out the talent which is required in the market. Without technical people, you cannot imagine this kind of system to work, because a person who is not educated, that is the masses, cannot be connected. They can become the consumers, but they cannot design the systems and the processes. So, we need a huge human resource which have technical skills and have engineering background to understand the techniques and the strategies and the softwares and the processes to design the services which can make life comfortable. Techno-entrepreneurship and applications. It helps in building new applications. It helps in inventing and developing a new product. It also impacts the socio-economic growth of the society. It supports new economic growth in the knowledge based economy. Now, we have entrepreneurs who as professionals and advisors, they are designing websites, they are looking into social marketing, they are working with technical teams to design softwares which are very small, but they are needed by many organizations. So, this kind of application which is being designed by technical people is making others life comfortable. It is very easy to book online tickets, it is very easy to process your money through banking systems, it is easy to fill up an online application admission form, it is easy to order, to do shopping. Everything in your life has been impacted by technical gadgets, where phones and systems have become a part and parcel of your growing up. That is, these applications in terms of entertainment, in terms of video generation on multimedia are not only giving you services, but they are also making people learn about better life practices, also giving you help in solving your problems. Technopreneurship is a kind of a commercialization of science and technology. It concentrates on alliances as an economic development strategy. Technology venturing is based on creative and innovative ways of linking public sector initiatives and private sector resources. It works within and across regional and national boundaries for promoting economic growth. Now, technology with technical people, we have companies like Infosys and we have companies like Wipro who are very big parameters in terms of giving technology to India and to the global world. But companies have worked with government, like Infosys have worked with government, TCS has also worked with government, Infosys has helped in designing the Aadhaar card, and TCS has helped in designing the passport services of the Indian government. So, these companies are working with large scale operations of the government, covering huge potential of Indian market, making processes easy, helping in collection of subsidies, helping in collection of loans, and making systems of policing, making systems of governance easy. So, they have touched human life, they have worked with public sectors, they have worked with universities, they have worked with government to give a lifestyle, and they have worked with every other body of private sector also to streamline the processes where society has been empowered to a great detail. Now, let us study the critical factors impacting technopreneurship. Technology venturing activities within a community are based on linking 4 critical factors, that is talent, people, technology ideas, capital is resources, know-how is knowledge. So, obviously, when the governance systems are working, when administration is working, we need leadership in terms of talented people who can make groups, who can make teams, who can mobilize resources, who can work with banking systems, collect money and make good use of digital ideas or digital ventures. One very good example where Reliance has been able to connect people, has able to give a digital platform to people at a very low cost through their ventures where Jio services and mobile phones have attracted huge potential in terms of customer base. They have worked with government, they have collected money, they have collected data, they have collected people and given services where lot of people in this process have gained empowerment as entrepreneurs, as employees and as suppliers, as advisors and as consultants. Now, let us study the advantages of technopreneurship. It helps in accelerating growth, helps in transfer of technology, it helps in increasing the availability of capital, improving the availability of managerial talent, giving the technical and business know-how to people. So, the advantages of investing in technical entrepreneurship helps to accelerate growth in market. It gives better services to people, helps in mobilizing the resources where you can save on the labor cost, where you can save on other cost and use this resource to generate other kind of employment which is more comfortable for people. So, you are reducing the hardships of the people, making life comfortable, designing employment which is actually can be done by people. So, we are reducing the hardships of the people and creating jobs which are more health conscious, which are more stress free, and which can give a better way of expressing. Critical success factors for technopreneurship is the quality, cost, productivity and velocity of commercialization. Obviously, the quality of services is actually needed by people at the cost which is affordable, and at the velocity, that is, it has to be fast paced with the scale of changes happening in the international markets. Now, let us study with intrapreneurship. Intrapreneurship refers to employee initiatives in organizations to undertake and create something innovative. Intrapreneur focuses on innovation and creativity and transforms an idea into a profitable venture while operating within the organizational environment. Now, intrapreneurship is a different concept. Here, the entrepreneur works with the organizational climate. He is an intelligent person. He has no resources because the kind of the capital and the platform and the ground which is needed is not available individually. So, he uses the platform of the organizations to create something new which is helpful to the society, and in this process he is recognized, he is empowered, and he is given growth by the company, and he is also the pioneer in designing those products. We can take the example of Sundar Murthy, who basically worked with Google, but he designed products which generally were very innovative, very near to his heart and very near to his knowledge and passion. Though he had the platform of Google, but the products are known by his name and they are doing well in the market. Entrepreneurship and job design. Entrepreneurship is an example of motivation through job design. This is exemplified by Wipro in India, a small vegetable company that ended up being a software outsourcing powerhouse. Now, entrepreneurship is that if you design the jobs of people in such a way that they get the creativity, they get the freedom to express themselves. So, if a qualified person is there in the organization, he can not only give advantage to the organization, but he can build his personal wealth. He can take up the processes, design something new and give comfort to the society. Wipro basically ended up with a kind of being a technical company, though it was not a technical company, but with course of time, with the power of good people, they gathered the resources and they are now specialized in this field. Factors impacting entrepreneurship. They are employees and leaders of large scale organization. They act similar to entrepreneurs with high level of self motivation, creativity and proactivity. That is, they are intelligent people working in the organization who have the power and the freedom and creativity to express themselves. Intrapreneurship and leadership skills. Strong leadership skills are needed to strengthen teams and to persuade others to follow and execute their ideas. For creating sustained value through building intrapreneurship into organization, a strong management commitment is essential. So, here leadership is important, that if leaders are proactive and supportive, they give employees the kind of the value, the power and the esteem and the freedom to express, then these people can work wonders with the organizations. Now, let us study the values determining culture of intrapreneurs. Culture of intrapreneur comes from three key concepts: having executive mandate, creative structure and patient capital. What is executive mandate? Now, executive mandate for promoting intrapreneurship is basically organizations need to have top down support for innovation. What is creative structure? It allows business units to intermix more readily rather than being in defined cells. Patient capitalists buy the idea of innovation from either investors, owners, or from board. Executive mandate is the leadership support from top to down. The creative structure is the systems need to intermingle and understand the problem of each department in a detailed way. Patient capital is you can buy ideas and technology from other people. Like Facebook has grown up because the base organization of social platform was of Facebook, but they have taken over the groups like WhatsApp and Insta through other investors and inventors who had designed good platforms, but because of the investment of huge amount of capital and money with this company, it has become more powerful. The kind of changes which are happening in the society, you need to buy ideas from outside world also. Let's study the essentials for building intrapreneurship. The essentials for building intrapreneurship in organizations are leadership and innovative culture, willingness of employees to commit, system-wide resources, effective governance process, mandate and scope for acceptance of ideas and innovation. It is a two-way process. The employees need to be committed to organizations and the leadership needs to be committed to employees' welfare. So, both the employees and the management work together, they can design better services, better ideas and give innovations to the society. Now, let us study the inclusive organization structure and intrapreneurship. Inclusive organizational structure with interface between different parts of company, incorporating processes and tools is important. The metrics and rewards required for an innovation cycles need to be studied. The availability of differentiated skills and talent is mandate. The organization needs to be inclusive in terms of identifying the processes and the systems, that is how do we reward people, what kind of money and incentives you are giving people for their growth, and availability of differentiated talent, that is you can employ doctors, you can employ engineers. Both can sit together and design good practices for your hospitals, because the kind of talent and the knowledge required for this kind of entrepreneurship skill is more as compared to general entrepreneurship. Now, let us study the summary of this lecture. Technopreneurship allows educated individuals to design their business empires through technological innovations and networks and to commercialize their knowledge. Intrapreneurship is helping employees to create new products and ideas with the infrastructural support of organizations to make the individual empowerment being felt and recognized by people. So, both the concepts of technopreneurship and intrapreneurship are important for society. These concepts are helping in building people and they are making society a comfortable place. That is, you are getting new products and services if there are knowledgeable and talented people. If talented people have ability to mobilize resources, they become independent entrepreneurs. But if they do not have resources and facilities, they can utilize the platforms of the organizations to generate wealth both for themselves and for the organizations. I hope these students must have understood the concept of technopreneurship and intrapreneurship. Thank you, students.